Hey, 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 everybody, it's Moira, and I am so excited to be here and be in this group. This group is, it's everything, you guys, and I know that we've said this, and we don't want to be those coaches that say, you know, if only I had had this when I was a new coach, but truly, and whether you're a new coach or an old coach, the opportunity of this group and the leaders that are here are just incredible. So anyway, I am going to just wait maybe another minute or two until people get on. I apologize. I did not put up I just realized as I was like pressing go live, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't like pop in earlier and tell you. I mean, it's on the schedule, but I didn't like create the event or anything. So here I am. So yes, tell me, go ahead and you guys chit chat with me. Tell me who you are and who your upline is, and then we will get started. I would just love to hear some feedback and oh my gosh, why can't I see comments? And I don't even have my computer, or I would love to like pull some comments up. You guys give me some hearts or something. I feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, am I in the right place? This happens every time I go live. Every time I press go live on Facebook, I'm like, uh-oh, am I in the right group or am I on my personal page? Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't see comments on my phone. What is up? Okay. Oh, there you go. Tap on any viewer. Okay. Okay, I at least kind of see something. Okay. Oh, yay. Okay, Lindsay's here. That means I'm in the right group. Okay, perfect. Thank God. Thank God you just popped up. Okay, so I was actually just getting ready to text Lindsay because laughingly to myself, I'm like, I'm going to pull a Lindsay Matway and I am going to switch gears. So I came on in here, and what I'm scheduled to talk to you guys today about is your monthly marketing plan. That sounds really boring and not really what this group is about. So I'm totally switching gears. I always go with my gut and just that intuition. And I, like Lindsay yesterday, kind of have had this experience just as of this last week that I feel like is just so on my heart to share and is so applicable to this group and what we're trying to do here. And so I don't even know what you would call it, except let me kind of give you the backstory. So I don't know if you guys saw on our welcome, our kickoff call, that February for me was the hardest month I've ever had in the business. No joke, hands down, hardest month I've ever had. Starting out 2018 as the number 5 coach in the network, I was thinking that everything was going to get easier. People would start flocking to me. People would at least start reaching out and coming to me. This never happened in my business. I've totally built this from the ground up organically. And, to be where my team is and to experience the lowest number of recruits that I've ever had since my first month in the business, and to have low Success Club points for me. I mean, I think I ended up the month at 26, which was, I've never worked so hard in my life, and I work really, really hard to get 26 Success Club points. Like I was pulling them out the very last day of the month. It left me at the end of the month in a really fearful place. It left me questioning, everything I want for my business in this year. I started to doubt everything. I started to just downward spiral. All I could see was the low numbers and the struggle and, fear of everything, like the fears of, my cold market's gone. My team isn't hustling like they were. I was just completely consumed with the negativity because I was in such a fearful place. And so I am a huge believer in whatever you want to call it, law of attraction, karma, you get what you put out there, and like all of that. It is the basis of how I live my life and the basis of truly my belief system. And so I leaned into that, and I was like, okay, I've just got to like lean into this. I've got to focus on the good. I've got to see the wins, and I've got to really take action around what I'm feeling in my business and lean into what I know works. And so lo and behold, like I've read every single book there is out there on law of attraction, and I've studied it and I've applied it. And it's hugely what I attribute my success to is kind of practicing these principles of like waking up in gratitude, waking up and getting myself every single day into that very high vibration or high feeling place. And I feel like the lighting's really weird here. I'm just sitting in front of a window, but it looks like I'm sitting in front of a light. And I am going to actually be talking to you guys later this month about my morning process, because I think it's the most powerful thing you can do in your life and in your business to be successful and to find the joy that you want to have. But so what I want to talk to you about today is the fact that, law of attraction is where it's at for me. And I randomly walked into the playroom, which there's a bookshelf in there, and I pulled this random law of attraction book off the shelf that I don't know if I've ever read it. I don't know when I got it, where I got it, how long it's been there. And for some reason, this book just completely changed the game for me in the last 10 days. And so I'm going to take you through an exercise today. So get out your pen and paper, because I actually did this on my team call last night, and my team call ended with all kinds of tears, and just, it was powerful. It was really powerful. And I thought to myself, how can I not share this in this group? Because this is what it's all about. So take out your pen and paper, you guys. And what I want you to do is I want you to draw a line down the middle of the page. And what I want you to focus on right now for a minute is what you don't like feeling in your business, what you don't like happening in your business. What part of your business do you not enjoy? What part of your business doesn't feel good right now? Or what part of your business do you fear is going to happen? And so I was really wrapped up in feeling like a failure 10 days ago, truly. That's what it was feeling like to me. So what I want you to realize is that when we see contrast, let me back up pedal. When we see things or experience things that we don't want in our life, instead of feeling the negative emotion of that, we need to see that in that moment as contrast and say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to feel this or allowing me to see this, because it really clarifies what I do want in my business and what I do want in my life. And so in our business, a perfect example of this is, if you're dealing with a coach, right? If you're dealing with one of your personally sponsored coaches that you want to strangle for any one of a million reasons, and they're not doing what you want them to do, or it's not feeling like you want it to feel, the gift in that is that we get really, really clear on the kind of coach that we want. And we get really clear on what we want to feel in that working relationship and what we want to feel in that friendship or that mentorship. And we get really crystal clear on what it looks like to have, the dream team, or, what we want this whole business to feel like. And so for me, like I said, and I want you to do this, we're going to take a couple minutes to do this. I want you to list on the left-hand side of the page things I don't like. And we're only doing this in regards to your business, not your whole life. You can go back and do that in a little bit, but list those things that you don't like. List those things that you don't like in your business. For me, I was feeling failure. I didn't like that I had low Success Club points. I didn't like that I wasn't recruiting anybody. I felt like I wasn't reaching enough people. I felt really overworked, and I'm an overworker. There's a part of me that enjoys that, but I was feeling really overworked and just broken. I felt like I couldn't get it all done. I had this story in my head that my war market was just gone, totally gone. Talk about like a downward spiral. That my coaches weren't running like they were last year, and that my challenge group, another thing, and this wasn't necessarily something that I was feeling in the moment, but this is something that I don't like that happens in my business. Whenever my challenge group feels like it doesn't have good energy, I don't like that at all, right? And so those were my things. And so I want you to take a moment, and you can pause this if you come back and you're listening to this later. Go ahead and pause this right now and write those things down on the left-hand side with the word contrast written over it. Contrast at the top, and then your list. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to literally write on the top of the right-hand column, you're going to write clarity right on the top. And you're literally going to take that thing that you wrote and write the opposite. So this is like kindergarten work, if you think about it. Instead of failure, I wrote the word success. Instead of low Success Club points, I wrote high Success Club points. Instead of low recruits, I wrote high recruits. I'm not reaching enough people, that feeling that I was trapped in. I just wrote, I'm reaching so many people. I'm reaching millions of people. I'm overworked. And then I wrote, I've found balance. Instead of I can't get it all done, I get everything done with ease. Instead of my warm market is gone, and I couldn't let go of that story, like I couldn't actually let go of that story. So instead I wrote, my cold market has blown up. My coaches aren't running, to my coaches are on fire. My challenge group lacks energy, to my challenge group is on fire. And so now I've got this crystal clear list of things that I want in my business, things I want to feel, things I want to experience, things like if my business was doing all of this on the clarity list, like that's the dream. That's the dream of what I want to create in my business. So here's the second part, and this isn't like an exact exercise. I've kind of just developed this a little bit myself. But through the book, there was another place where we wrote out, he had these statements, and I've got to find it. Where is it? He wrote out these statements that were really, they were open-ended and they were very powerful. And what they say, and I want you to write these down. I had my whole team write these down last night. So just disregard the thing we just did, and below it, write, I love knowing that my ideal, okay, just those words and then leave it blank. I love knowing that my ideal, and then leave it blank. There's about 8 of these. I love how it feels when. I love how it feels when. Leave it blank. I've decided. Blank. I've decided. The next one is more and more. More and more. Leave it blank. It excites me. It excites me. Leave it blank. I love the idea of. I love the idea of. Okay, there's only 2 more. I'm excited at the thought of. I'm excited at the thought of. And the last one is, I love seeing myself blank. I love seeing myself blank. So this is when I knew that I was in like this higher vibration, when things just like fall into place and the light bulb moments happen and the call happens and the person signs up and, you know, all these amazing things happen, because I looked at this list right here of these sentences and I just 100% knew exactly what went in each space. So for me, it was, I love knowing that my ideal coaches are being drawn to me this very moment. Some of you guys might be thinking I'm crazy for this, but for me, this totally works. I love knowing that my ideal coaches are being drawn to me in this very moment. So I actually went to, for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm in recovery, and I was in an AA meeting this morning at 7:15, and I had a little anxiety because I'm like got so much on my plate, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to be at this meeting, but I need to be at this meeting, and I was like, stop. I love knowing that right now, sitting in this meeting, taking care of myself, I love knowing that my dream team is being drawn to me in this very moment. And all the anxiety went away. And so for me, the next one is, I love how it feels when I hit high success club points and I recruit more coaches. I love that. Who doesn't love that? I love when my numbers are just like, it's happening. And I love when coaches are signing up. Like, that is something I love. I love how that feels. I've decided that going towards my cold market was genius, was just genius. And I made that leap and it was genius. More and more, I find balance and fun. More and more I find balance and fun. That statement feels really good. It excites me to know how many millions of people are following me and are inspired by me. You guys, don't put a cap on it. Don't put a cap on it. It feels good to have 10 people following me. It feels good because you're inspiring millions. You have that within you. I love the idea of my challengers' lives being transformed. Who doesn't love the idea of that? I love the idea of my challengers' lives just being transformed. I'm excited at the thought, this truly excites me. I'm so excited at the thought of all my elite coaches, that all in my whole downline, how many people are going to go elite this year. That excites me to no end, because it's seeing other people's lives transform more than my own that excites me more. And so there's power in that, you guys. There's so much power in that. I've been reading this. I started reading it every single night before I went to bed, and I would just drift off to sleep in like this bliss. And then I was like, that was so amazing. Like, I need to do that throughout the day. So I am like picking up this book where I just randomly scribbled notes, like literally in the book, multiple times a day, my morning time, my evening time, throughout the day, and I'm just feeling it. Because the power of all of this is when you feel. So I love the expression that the universe does not respond to what you think. The universe responds to what you feel. So it doesn't matter if you think, I want to be a top 10 coach, I want to make $1 million, I want to change the world, if you're thinking about it and feeling anxiety, the universe is responding to that. Like, it's going to give you that anxiety right back. If you are feeling this emotional high by that dream, then it is going to match that and give you that experience. So what I will leave you with is there's another little tool. There's like all these tools in this book, and he talks about this book of proof. So I think this is really cool, and it's called the Book of Proof. And so, you know, I'm sure a ton of you have done gratitude journals. I've done gratitude journals for 1 million years. And it started to lose its luster a little bit. It started to just kind of become like, I should start writing in my gratitude journal again. And that doesn't feel good if you're feeling like it's a should or a have to. And so I started to record this book of proof. And I can tell you that it started on like a scrap sheet of paper. So don't overthink this. Started on a scrap sheet of paper, and I wrote book of proof on it. And I started to write down all my wins in the business. I started to write down when a challenger signed up, when somebody made a phone call and they were, you know, wanting to hear more about coaching, when one of my challengers put up this story in our challenge group about how much has changed in her life, when a challenger sent me an email to say thank you, when, you know, I went out to lunch with one of my coaches and just had this awesome time. But remember, balance and fun is in there for me too. So I was putting in there like, you know, today, and I haven't written this in my book of proof yet, but I was having a really hard morning because we've got some serious family stuff going on. And I reached out to my best friend that lives 45 minutes across town. And it was like, I knew that if she picked up the phone, I was just going to lose it. I was going to lose it, like emotionally, and not because I'm stressed and I have anxiety. It's because of like, we have a sick child in the family and it's very emotional. And I pull into my garage and I just sit in my car to like answer some emails before I walk in the house. And somebody pulls in behind me, and I turn around and I roll down my window, and it's my best friend. And I was like, hey, I just called you. What are you doing here? And she's like, I know, that's why I came over. I didn't leave her a voicemail. She just randomly was down the street, and I got to spend 45 minutes with her, just telling her everything that was going on and just leaning into her. And what a gift. That is joy in my life. That is balance. That is fun. That is not necessarily fun, but it's balance and joy. And it feels so good. And what a gift. So that is going in my book of proof today. Probably when I wrap up this call, I'm going to write like, this is insane. What just happened? So there's all kinds of magic moments in our life that we don't give enough attention to, that we don't give enough just credit to God in my book. I don't know what your belief system is, but to just give credit to something bigger than ourselves that is orchestrating everything. And when we spend enough time acknowledging those moments, acknowledging the wins in your business, you guys, whatever you water grows. You know, if you are watering the wins and you are watering the things that feel good and you are paying attention to all the good, I'm sure any one of you could open up your challenge group right now and focus on 10 things that are going right in your challenge group. That there's some coach on your team that's winning right now. There's some balance in your life that you are maybe choosing not to see. It's all there. I mean, what a gift for me this group is. All I'm trying to do in my life is create balance. And Lindsay Matway reaches out and says, hey, do you want to lead this group that's like all about finding the joy in the process? What a gift. What a gift. But so often we don't see it. So often we're so busy, or we're so focused on the negative. We're so focused on the losses. We're so focused on the no's. You guys, that's part of life. It's all going to be there. What you focus on is up to you. It is 100% up to you. And I tell my team this a lot, that like when it comes to numbers and people saying yes or people saying no, I have the exact same experience that they have. I do talk to probably more people most of the time, but the difference is what I'm choosing to focus on. And they see the joy and the success and just the reveling in it, and they're having this negative experience, and I'm like, we're having the same experience. You're just choosing to react to it differently, and you're choosing to focus on the negative. I don't focus on the negatives. You know, I had somebody comment something on my like page yesterday that was super nasty, and it was about my child. And I was literally like, you know, get like mama bear came out really quick, and I was like getting ready to just go in and like personally message him, just rip him to shreds. And I was like, stop, like this is comical. I don't have time for this. Delete, ban, move on. And that's it. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for crazy. I don't have time for, you know, crazy people. I just don't. Like, and I'm not even going to like talk about it or worry about it or even spend a second thinking about it. Like, just moving on. You know, we just have to move on. Focus on the wins. The negatives are always going to be there. So you guys, I have talked way too long. And yes, I totally went off on a completely different topic today. I promise you, I will get you your monthly marketing plan at some point this month. I will also be talking to you about your morning process, which, like I said, is everything to me. So you guys, just focus on your wins. And what I would love is for you to just share with us, do the exercise. First of all, success leaves clues. Do the exercise. If you just watched this video and didn't do the exercise, I want to strangle you. Your business depends on it. Do the exercise and share with us your takeaways. Okay, so that's it for me today, you guys. I will see you soon, and have a great Tuesday. Bye.